Good evening and welcome to my terrace, to my home. Well, on screen that is. Well, it is now six in the evening, 1800, 1808 is the exact time. And again, there's no point me saying every day is a beautiful day because now we're coming into the summer. And on the 1st of June, which is on Saturday, it's when I officially do my speedo diet. That's what we'll call it, the speedo diet. You know, the speedos that you wear on the beach. No, I don't wear speedos, but I've got weight to lose coming into the summer. You want to, geez, I got too much weight anyway. But I'm going to start on. My problem lies is a sweet tooth. That's where my problem lies. I just don't know how to control the sweet tooth, to be honest with you. When I have something to eat, it's like going into McDonald's and ask for a Big Mac, chips, and a Diet Coke. It's senseless. So when I'm eating now, for example, I'll have some salmon or some fish. That's really good for you. And maybe a nice salad. And then a chocolate bar. You see what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So I've got to come off that chocolate bar. And today I met someone for a coffee, and for the first time, I didn't put any saccharine or any sugar in the coffee. So I'm going to try to cut out sugar completely. Now, my late father always advised his patients never to go on a diet, but worse, never crash diet, and that's what I do. Now, I think when you get to a certain age, when your face becomes a bit gaunt, people say, I remember I was on a diet some time ago, and someone came over to me and said, do you mind me asking? And I said, what's that? Are you not well? And I said, yeah. Well, you don't look well. Well, Jesus, I said, what's wrong with me? Well, so it's true. If you want to lose weight on your belly, unfortunately, or your stomach, is that the word belly or something? Unfortunately, it comes off your face as well. And at a certain age, you look, ill. So I do want to lose weight, but just a bit. It's not important. Now, I want to share a story with you. And this is a story going back some time. And I want to thank my friend, again, from Dublin, the friend who sent me the story about Eamon Andrews. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, look at the last few video chats I had, and you'll find the most hilarious story, how I believe Eamon Andrews was here to do This Is Your Life on me. So, but this story, it was also a story that was in the press in Ireland, and it was in the press here as well. And let me share it with you. I was on the radio station working away one day, and I got a call from ITV in England, ITV, the television station, saying that the Trevor McDonald, Trevor McDonald, of course, everybody is most famous newscaster, anchorman in Great Britain, had a show called Tonight. I think it was called Tonight. It doesn't matter the name of the show. Trevor McDonald, a big star in London. And he wanted to do a show, the subject of the show was crime on the Costa del Sol. And I said, well, no point asking me, because I'm not going to go on your TV station, and it was actually going to be a phone-in, your TV station, and promote crime on the Costa del Sol. Tourism is our mainstay here. That's our main industry here. And why would I want to be talking about crime? Actually, just switch. I'm doing a bit of a Ronnie Corbett now. I'm doing a little bit of a Ronnie Corbett now. Everywhere in the world, including Marbella, almost everywhere in the world, well, rich countries, whatever, the robberies that are very common now are snatching watches, expensive watches, Rolex, probably the most favorite. And that's because it's easy to sell. In fact, they're probably being snatched to order. Because a Rolex, I don't know, maybe what, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, all depends, gold, 50,000, whatever the case may be. But here in Marbella, it happens in Portobanús, and most people now don't go there with diamonds and yeah, one of these smartwatches, fine. They don't want one of them. But there are people here on the Costa del Sol in Spain. I don't know what they call them in France, but they call them the Lucky Lucky Men, and they sell all sorts of belts and Gucci this, and they're all fakes. But they're great guys. Honestly, they are very good guys. But they also sell fake watches, and I must say, they're phenomenal. The fake watch, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's even heavy. Cartier, Rolex, etc. So I thought of this. Why don't you get a plainclothes policeman to buy one of these, or the police to buy it for him, a nice flashy Rolex. So he's in the port with his Rolex, chatting away, flashing away. And then there's like 4 policemen around the corner, and the Rolex and everything like that. And once he's jumped on, the police, that's not a clever idea. I'll sell that to the police. Anyway, let's get back to this. Actually, this is a crime story, I'm sorry to be telling. It's a good few years ago. So they said, and I said, no, I don't want to do the show, I'm sorry to say, because I live here, I make my living here, and I certainly don't want to promote this as a place full of crime, because it's not. So they said, okay, fine, we'll go to another radio station. And then when they left me, I thought, oh, okay, hold on. No, I want to control this. So I phoned them back and said, okay, I'll do it. Okay, so they agreed, and they said, we'll be with you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to do the show. So I said, yeah, that's right. They weren't sending Trevor McDonald down. He was going to be on the line to me, but there was cameras in the studio filming it for ITV. So I agreed to it. It'll be down at 10 in the morning, and they're going to be filming it about 11 or whatever, make the limit thing. So then I went home. I got home, and I went upstairs. Wendy was. Let me just think about this. Let me just think about this. Yes, exactly. Right. So Wendy was out. I got home. I remember it must have been the winter because it was dark. Got home, went into the kitchen, put on the kettle, a cup of tea, spoke to Wendy, phone her, yeah. She'll be home shortly. Fine. And I went upstairs, and I noticed the guest bedrooms. It's quite a big house now, in a remotish area, in the middle of Safari Park where it is. And I noticed the guest bedroom doors were open, and I looked in, the wardrobe doors were open. And I thought, Wendy's probably getting winter clothes, I don't know. But I went up to the master bedroom, and I went into the dressing room, and everything was on the floor, everything, all the clothes. I thought, definitely Wendy's doing that. But when I went into the bedroom itself, there was stuff broken and blah, 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 all over the place. So it was a mess. So I went down and I phoned the police. Anyway, the phone goes again, and it's the producers from Trevor McDonald's Tonight Show, and they just say they want to check about a few things that been. I had to keep saying, "There's no crime here. There's no crime here. I don't know. You're wasting your time, and there's no crime here." And as I was saying this, the police were walking around the house. Maybe 3 or 4 policemen walking around the house. No crime here. None at all. Anyway. Wendy came back, and of course she saw the police and everything, and we're chatting away. And I had 2 cars. One of them was a Mercedes. I'm a Mercedes man. And one was another Mercedes. Anyway, whatever. So Wendy came in and goes shock. And then she said to me, she ran upstairs, and she'd been home earlier, and she'd taken off some diamonds, you women, diamond studs, and she had what's called a tennis bracelet, which is diamonds again, not big flashy, small diamonds, and there was a Cartier, whatever. And so she'd come home and she'd taken all, you women taken, then she had got to go out to the shops. She didn't like going out with this flashy stuff on. And she came running down and says, "Oh my God, the jewelry's all gone. I'd left it beside the bed. And, you know, in modesty, I'm telling you, it was then, and this is, you know, I think it was, I can't remember, 2008, was it? It was about 18 grand's worth of jewellery that was gone, but I thought, well, oh, it's okay because I have house insurance, so we're fine with that. But I moved forward quickly to say that the insurance wouldn't cover it because you either have to be wearing it or it has to be in a safe. And I didn't know. That's the small print you don't read. And so that's 18 grand's worth of jewellery gone. So I'm, you know, pretty depressed about the whole thing. But anyway, I'm trying to stay positive. So Wendy then brings out beer and stuff for the police to drink, to have a drink from it. And she comes back inside and says, where's the other Mercedes? I said, well, what do you mean, where is it? And I went out and it was gone. They'd stolen my car. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I came home in the other car, but I never noticed the other car was gone. And so they stole that car. Anyway, the next day, I had rigged the show. So while I'm doing the show live and speaking to Trevor McDonald, I had people lined up to phone in to say that they've been living here for years and that there's no... That's why I wanted to do the show more than anything, so I could control the situation. And they were ringing, oh, we've never had a robbery here, oh, we don't know anything about crime here and everything. It went very, very well. But all the time in the back of my head, I thought, what a time those bastards came and robbed me, robbed the jewellery, robbed my car. And you know something about this car? It was gone for a year. It was gone for a year. And I got a call one day from the police in Torremolinos to say that they might have my car. I had to come down to the pond. And there it was, my car. Very little damage. There was something on the bumper, I remember. And they told me the car had been in Torremolinos on the street, you know, parked on the street for a year. It was only after a load of dirt and filth and everything, you know, why did it take them a year? And I thought, oh my God, you know. Anyway, I got the car back and I was happy to get the car back, etc., etc., etc. But it just shows you circumstance, that how this happened at the exact same time as the robbery in my house. I've lived here for many years and I haven't had a robbery before. Or had I? I don't believe this. I remember going out, we hadn't moved into this house. I remember going out one day and I had a small Mercedes, one, I don't know what they're called, E-Class. It wasn't new or anything like that. Anyway, it was one of the kids' birthdays. So I went with Wendy to the bank to get money for, I don't know, we wanted to get all sorts of tablecloth, you know, for kids' birthdays, cups and whistles and hats and the pay the magician and everything. And we came back from the bank and it was lunchtime. I said, should we go to the beach and have lunch on the beach? And she said, let's do it. So we went to the beach and Wendy and myself then, we had about 2 or 3 hours to kill. So we went down to the sunbeds to, you know, to take some sun. And as we got up to leave, the beach was quite busy. It was like, I don't know, maybe it was a Saturday. But as we got up to leave, Wendy couldn't find her bag. Now, she was lying on the sunbed and the bag she put, Wendy's very careful, put the bag under the sunbed. But it was gone. Now, how is that possible? Some people suggest that they had a dog that took the bag, a little dog and was trained, or whatever. There was no way that bag could have been stolen. But anyway, but in the bag was about 500 euros. I took out about that from cash, about 500 euros for cash. And anyway, I walked up to come on, we'll go home. We got up to the car park, looking everywhere. And the car was gone. And what's more, the keys of the car was in Wendy's bag. And in the keys of the car was the key to the house. So anyway, we got back to the house, um, and oh God, no car, but with the birthday party went ahead. Do you know, probably again a year later, the Guardia Civil came to my gate in the house and said to me, "We found your car." And I said, "Where is it?" He said, "It's in a car park in Marbella, underground car park, near the Skull Hotel." So we drove in to pick the car up, and I went down, not the first floor. This one had like 3 floors. The car was sitting in the middle on its own, a poor little thing, looking very lonely. Anyway, I went over, and you won't believe this, but the car started. I swear to God, the car started. One of the wheels, the tires looked a bit flat, but it was fine. And I drove up to, where the barriers, and you have to, I had no ticket, so I pulled in. There's like a little office there. I went to the guy. "Hi, I'm Morris, the owner of this car. Can you let me out?" And he said, "No." I said, "Why?" He said, I had a note by the police, by the way. I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you owe us a year's parking." I said, "But you saw the car there. Why didn't you report to the police?" And he said, "We did." And I think that cost me another 500 quid for the year. I can't remember how much it cost, but anyway, so I wasn't that lucky, I don't think, with cars at all. But in all the years I've been here, that's the only crime I've ever known. That's the only crime I ever known. It wasn't violent crime, nothing. It just fancied my cars, I think. Anyway, that's my little story. Trevor McDonald, Tonight Show. "Oh no, Trevor, we don't have any crime down here." And there was my house was robbed the night before. But that was the only incident. Imagine all the years we've lived here, touch wood, that it didn't happen before. So listen, have a great night. Enjoy yourself this evening. Thanks for joining me. And also, I like it on Messenger. I'm getting these suggestions, some ideas, etc., etc. The questions about the show, and one particular person wrote to me there and said to me, "A haircut will make you look younger." Was I talking about looking younger the other day? I think I was. Anyway, a haircut will make you look younger. I had my haircut last Saturday, folks. Oh, I'm a leftover from the 60s, remember? I'm a leftover. This is what do they call this, a mullet? I always thought a mullet was combed up. Anyway, listen, I'm delighted you joined me tonight. And I must tell you about this tikka masala, which I bought. Did I mention this? In Mercadona, like a little thing of tikka masala, which I bought it. And I bought some chicken fillets, and I cut them into little squares, cooked them in the air fryer, and then I might have told you this yesterday, then I poured the tikka masala all over, put it in the microwave for a minute and a half, took it out. I swear it's as good as you get in any Indian restaurant. Now, I'm not joking, I love Indian food. I put it on a bed of rice. It was superb. I suggest you get that there. Now, that's my little, why don't I do that little cooking tip every night? And do remember, I am preparing podcasts very soon, and you'll be amazed when you hear who is going to be my co-host. It's going to excite a lot of people here on the Costa. Anyway, have a wonderful evening. What day is it today? Is it Jesus, Wednesday already? Wednesday already. Can't believe it, can you? I've been watching that, Britain's Got Talent. And some woman had written in about maybe the dogs will win it. And I think that's totally wrong. I think that they should have Animals Got Talent. But there was one superb black singer there, a woman. She was a school teacher, I think. And she needed this break in life, but she was a blues singer. She was phenomenal. I think she got the golden buzzer from who, I can't remember who gave it to her. But anyway, she was phenomenal. And these dogs that doing tricks beat her out of the semi-finals. I just hope she's going to be called back in, because people deserve this break if they're good enough. And she certainly is. Did I say good night 3 times? Well, let's make it 4 times and say good evening to you all. Have a wonderful evening. Speak to you soon.